Niacin plays a deeply underappreciated role in the body's antioxidant defense system, not by directly neutralizing free radicals like vitamin C or E, but by fueling the enzymatic machinery that keeps our internal antioxidant networks running. At the center of this process is NADPH, a molecule generated from NADP, which is in turn derived from niacin, vitamin B3. NADPH is not just helpful, it's essential. It powers glutathione reductase, the enzyme responsible for regenerating glutathione, the body's most potent and versatile intracellular antioxidant. Without sufficient niacin, this entire chain of protection can falter, exposing cells to unchecked oxidative stress. Unlike direct antioxidants, which scavenge one or two free radicals before being spent, glutathione is a recyclable system. It cycles between its reduced form, GSH, and oxidized form, GSSG. Every time glutathione neutralizes a reactive oxygen species, ROS, it becomes oxidized and must be regenerated to maintain the redox balance. This regeneration depends on NADPH. If NADPH is depleted, oxidized glutathione builds up and cellular defenses weaken. The result? Accelerated aging, inflammation, and cellular damage that set the stage for degenerative diseases. Here's where niacin's role becomes both elegant and critical. Through the pentose phosphate pathway, niacin-derived NADP is reduced to NADPH. This NADPH doesn't just help with glutathione, it also supports the activity of thioredoxin reductase, catalase, and enzymes involved in nitric oxide metabolism and lipid peroxidation repair. These processes are essential in tissues with high metabolic demand, like the brain, liver, heart, and immune cells, systems that are also disproportionately impacted by oxidative damage when NADPH is low. Yet despite this central role, niacin is rarely mentioned in discussions of oxidative stress. Instead, credit is typically given to vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium, or polyphenol, all of which are valuable but secondary compared to the enzymatic recycling system driven by NADPH. This gap in awareness has real clinical implications. A person may have adequate intake of antioxidants, but if their NADPH levels are low, due to niacin deficiency, metabolic dysfunction, or chronic illness, those antioxidants will not be effectively recycled, and oxidative damage will accumulate. This is particularly important in chronic conditions like diabetes, cardiovascular disease, neurodegenerative disorders, and even cancer, where oxidative stress plays a central role. All of these conditions are associated with NADP plus depletion, mitochondrial dysfunction, and impaired redox balance. Supporting niacin intake can, in many cases, enhance glutathione regeneration and strengthen the body's ability to handle oxidative insult, something far more effective than merely increasing dietary antioxidants. It's also worth noting that NADPH is required for immune defense mechanisms, such as the respiratory burst in phagocytes, cells that kill invading pathogens by producing ROS. Even this process, paradoxically pro-oxidant, requires controlled NADPH flow. Without niacin to support this, immune function can falter in both directions, either too much inflammation or too little defense. The lack of emphasis on niacin in antioxidant therapy is a result of a broader problem: the reduction of nutrients to simplistic, isolated functions. Niacin is usually framed as a B vitamin for energy metabolism, or a treatment for pellagra, and left out of more complex systems like antioxidant recycling, immune signaling, or cellular repair. But this is a mistake, one that undermines our ability to use nutrition strategically. In truth, niacin doesn't just support antioxidant defense, it powers it from behind the scenes. It doesn't neutralize free radicals directly, but it enables the recycling systems that do. This is a more sustainable, biologically intelligent approach to managing oxidative stress. And yet, because niacin is inexpensive, old, and poorly marketed, it remains in the shadows, while trendier antioxidants dominate health advice and supplement shelves. If we are serious about combating oxidative damage, slowing aging, and supporting systemic resilience, then niacin must be reintroduced into the conversation, not as an afterthought but as a biochemical cornerstone. Its ability to maintain NADPH levels, support glutathione function, and sustain cellular detoxification pathways makes it not just useful, but essential for antioxidant defense. It's time we stop thinking of niacin as merely a vitamin and start recognizing it as one of the central levers of cellular health and redox control.